USA. Shoot on down on my way. TV star right around. Right around the killer's car. Whole country is doing fix. It's Tuesday. Right round, right high. My babe, right around my Sherry 69. Speed down the skyway. Speed down the skyway. Rocket USA. Shoot on down on my way. TV star right around. Right around the killer's car. It's Tuesday. Speed down the skyway. 100 miles per hour. Or crash. Gonna die. I don't care. Rocket USA. Speed down the skyway. Speed down the skyway.
Thank you, MAGA Warriors, for making that video, man. That's one of the best videos I've ever seen. And it shows the reality that's being exposed right now, all on every aspect of American life right now. Trump is exposing all this stuff with NATO and the UN and Iran and the people within our own government. They won't even pass the Save America Act. It's just on and on. There's a new reality that's getting exposed to everybody right now. And is it a reality that we want for this country? No, it's not. How's it going, Patriots? Hello there, Priscilla. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Deb. Bye. Yeah, hit the like and share it out. Get some people in here. And we're going to go over the last couple days of stuff that's going on relatively quickly here. It's just this new reality that I don't like at all. I like that we have a change at the top that's going to be addressing these things and making a new reality for us here in America. I think this needs to be done really good. But anyways, I'm here at this beautiful lake, and all the spring trees are budding out, you know. People taking a walk. It's good to see the families out, man. People enjoying their families and taking a good walk out here, trying to get away from the fray. And this is what we want for America. We just want our tranquility. We want prosperity. We want peace. We want safety. We want fair elections so that we can have a consent of the governed with our government here. So, I mean, what could be so difficult about that? It's not that difficult unless you got one. It takes two to tango. So that means it takes two people to make a beautiful dance happen. If one of them people doesn't want to make a dance happen, there is no dance happening, okay? The two to tango saying goes both ways here. The two parties got to work together. And right now, we have a total discombobulation of the Republican Party and the Democrat Party. I believe that the Republican Party, for the most part, is for our best interests here. We got rhinos, and there used to be a lot of rhinos. There's fewer and fewer rhinos. They are soon to be extinct. And I hope this 2026 election is our big moment to flush out the rhinos. And then we got a Democrat Party that just refuses to do their job, keep this government funded, keep the money flowing that we give them, keep our money flowing, and to secure our elections. Something that we all need to have. We all need to agree that we want secure elections. We don't want cheating allowed in the elections, because then it's not really consent of the governed, man. And it's just staggering to me how this Save America Act, how this has played out, man. The Republican House passed the Save America Act over 11 months ago. And we had been clamoring for an election integrity bill for, I'm going to say, decades now, 20 years that I can remember addressing this fact. And then the computerized machines came into our elections, and we got this cheating going on in here. The cheating has been found, and people have been prosecuted, and people have gotten sentenced for it, okay? These stories aren't mainstream media, and they try to hide these stories. And it's always like one person gets caught with something, and they get charged with, you know, giving 6 ballots or something like that. But no, there has been a wholesale cheating of the elections going on for quite some time now, and we're sick of it. And it's an easy problem to solve unless you're Congress, unless you are in this system of these rulers who want that program to keep running. They don't want to stop that program. They want to keep it going so that they can play the games how they want. It's become painfully obvious that a lot of the people in our government don't represent we the people. They are representing themselves, and they're representing corporate interests in our government right now. That's why the Save America Act, it won't pass. It won't, man. I hope it does, but I think it's not going to pass. One way or another, they are not going to let it pass, man. All right, we got some people coming in here. What's up, ACB, Texas? Jay Jones, how's it going, brother? And we got Dwitz, Jerry's in the house. All right, man. Yeah, happy Passover's coming up, man. And, well, let's just start right there, man, for the triumphal entry of Jesus into Jerusalem last Sunday. And then what did they do over there in Jerusalem? But the Jewish police the Israeli police shut down Palm Sunday services at the Holy Sepulchre in Jerusalem. All right, so this has never been done before. We went through, all kinds of conflicts, and they had never shut down the Holy Sepulchre to allow some priests to come in there and perform a mass or whatever they do there at the Holy Sepulchre, man. And I just, the people who we think are our friends are not our friends. This country, we are a Christian country right here. And there are extremist religions on the face of this earth that are, they are supremacist religions, basically, like Islam and stuff. Their end time scenario is they take over the world. The same thing with the hardcore Jews, man. That's their end time scenario. The end time scenario in the Christian faith is our king comes down and initiates a 1,000-year reign of peace and tranquility on this planet. So the enemies of our religion are everywhere, and those people are surfacing, and it's obvious what they're trying to do. They're trying to shut Christianity down in this country. So I was shocked to see that the Israeli police shut down the Palm Sunday services there in Jerusalem. That was pretty wild, man. Yeah, Jerry, but there's been many other dangerous times before, man. And yeah, I don't know. All I know is what they feed me on the social media here. So, but I did hear that they shut that down. It was dangerous, but they got the Golden Dome there. There's been a couple of missiles now that have hit the Dome of the Rock Temple, and of course we all know the Jews are chomping at the bit to build their temple there, but there's already a building there. So it makes me wonder what this whole conflict really is about, and we'll have to just wait and see. I don't like talking about what if in the future stuff. Let's just talk about what's happened. Every day has enough trouble of its own, man. So let's just talk about what's happened so far. And so far, 2 missiles have hit very close to the Temple Mount in Jerusalem, which seems to me like it's darn near impossible if we got Iran on a lockdown and we got air superiority and Israel's got a Golden Dome of missile protection in their country. It all just seems too bizarre to actually think that, what's going on. All we know about what's going on. There's got to be more to the story. And then this House, the House passed Save America 11 months ago, and the Senate has been hemming and hawing and just not performing their duties in passing that. So yesterday or the day before, Trump signed an executive order pertaining to that. He didn't just sign an executive order with all the 5 points of the Save America Act in it. There were other points, and I'm still digesting exactly what Trump signed. And no doubt about it, it's going to get challenged in court because we got activists, judges all over the place, including the Supreme Court. So there's a Supreme Court hearing on birthright citizenship and how the courts have applied allowing slave children to be American citizens to be American citizens. But then we've been allowing like foreigners to come here, have a baby, and then that baby is now a citizen of the United States. That's how the courts have interpreted this thus far, which is a big stretch from the original intent of that. I mean, they didn't have jet airplanes back when they passed when they made birthright citizenship a thing with the slaves. It was a totally appropriate thing to do for the slaves back then. But anyways, okay, yeah, all right. This show ain't about you here, Brooklyn MAGA. Whatever. Go away. And the trolls are fuming. They're all fighting amongst themselves. They got Trump derangement syndrome. Let's look into the mind of a TDS patient right now. There you go. You're looking inside the head of a Democrat's mind. They got Trump derangement syndrome. Trump is in there rent-free. It's a thing of beauty, man. And we got just so much corruption is everywhere. It's everywhere. All this stuff that Nick Shirley's pointing out, all the election fraud that's been pointed out, the welfare fraud, the hospice cares, the daycares, the medical profession, the insurance companies just billing over and over for the same thing, getting billions of dollars that they do not deserve, and then finding out that they don't even prosecute any of it unless it accumulates to more than $1.5 million on a single offense. It's just unheard of, man. Unheard of. Yeah, there you go, Cleo. Thanks. Brooklyn. I wonder how they're having fun in Brooklyn right now with their communist mayor there. So J.D. Vance has been put in charge of this fraud unit. He gave us talk with Stephen Miller and another guy. They're getting things. I think Vance just swore in like his head attorney. I don't have his name written down here, but they're gearing up to finally act on all this fraud that's being found out. There's been tons of it. It's been months and months and months since it's been exposed. It's about time. But Stephen Miller's comments during that news conference was shocking to me, that they just if it's not $1.5 million or more, they just let it go. They don't even prosecute it. And by then, a lot of these people are out of the country. There were actually businesses set up to show you how to set up a fraud business over in LA. That's what Nick Shirley just exposed. There was a business that taught you how to set up a hospice care business with the government, and of course they got 1,000% increase in hospice cares in LA, Los Angeles, and the government didn't even look twice at it. So J.D. Vance did take the initiative, and he shut down 70 hospice providers in LA. The ones that were just blatant frauds, he has shut them down immediately. They're not getting any more federal money. I have not heard of any of the daycares in Minneapolis getting shut down that Nick Shirley exposed 6 months ago now. I think was about it. And all those checks are still going out to all those businesses because there has been no cleanup done on the daycares, the Somali daycare businesses in Minneapolis. So since Nick has exposed all that, how many millions of dollars have continued to flow to those businesses? You know, this is what is maddening to people like me and you. You know, we work hard for our money and we pay our taxes. Otherwise we get in trouble, and we're good on that. But how can this fraud be pointed out and then allowed to continue, and nobody's established to prosecute it? So government just works really slow. But it's good to see, because while Joe Biden was in office, we saw zero progress made on anything. So Trump, by himself, with his cabinet, without the help of Congress, has managed to do quite a bit of fighting back against all this stuff. There does appear to be a war in our Congress between Trump and the Congress, man. And that includes, guys like John Thune. He is the head of the Republican Senate, and he just will not get on board with passing this Save America Act, or the filibuster, which I still don't even understand what exactly a filibuster is or does, or I don't want to know, because it all seems like foolishness to me. All it is some excuse why they can't do something that we the people want them to do, man. That's right, Jay. We are losing trillions of dollars with all the fraud and corruption. And then we're losing millions of dollars in these election machines that everybody was supposed to go out and buy. They were selling these machines to every precinct in America. And we wasted millions of dollars on that when we could have just had paper ballots, which is 10% of the cost of running it with these computerized machines. And then we're finding out how much money we pay NATO now, okay? We start this conflict in Iraq, or we ended the conflict in Iraq. Iraq was our sworn enemy for 47 years, and no president did a thing about it other than fly ballots of cash over there, basically. And we got finally a president in the White House that says enough is enough. And it is something that Trump has been talking about since the 1980s. So this has been going on for a long, long time. So this election coming up is the election where we got to get in gear to get rid of the rhinos, man. They all got to go. Murkowski, Thune, Rand Paul. I mean, these guys got to lose their elections. Right, and Nancy Pelosi was just out saying Trump is going to cheat the elections now. So let's just take cheating off the board. Let's cement our elections. Let's make them secure so that nobody can cheat them. Then we don't got to have this conversation again. We don't got to worry about it again. We'll save millions of dollars, and all the people will know that everybody that was elected was legitimately elected, man. Yeah, I can see your post then. That one? Hey, what's up, Sean? And the gas prices are going up. That's for sure. That is for sure. But who's raising the gas prices, okay? Trump just told Japan to buy your oil from us. So we have no shortage of oil here. So why is the price of our oil going up? Why? Who's ripping us off right now? I believe that would be corporate America. And in addition to the state taxes that the states put on a gallon of gas, every state is different there. Pennsylvania puts on almost 58 cents per gallon of tax for the state of Pennsylvania to take care of our roads, you know. So who's raising the costs? Who is making gas so expensive for us? Because we don't get any of our oil from the Strait of Hormuz over there. It does look like Trump is winding down the war that's been going on in Iraq right now. Our objectives have been achieved. We will probably pull out here soon. And I do believe we're going to take over KIRK Island or something. We're going to take possession of part of that industry over there. And then we've been asking for our NATO allies to come help us out, since they're the ones that buy all their oil through the Strait of Hormuz. And Britain said, oh yeah, we'll send some boats over. Well, we're still waiting. 30 days later, no British boats have left port yet to help us out there at the Strait of Hormuz. And Britain also said that we weren't allowed to refuel at a base that we have on a piece of land that they own. Spain is shafting us right now. They are saying no operations can happen out of the bases that we own in Spain. So it's becoming pretty obvious that our allies in NATO are not our allies anymore. They've been using us They've been shafting us. They've been shafting us with the military protection we've been providing for them, with the money we've been providing for their security. They've been shafting us with tariffs that we didn't even know about till Trump started pointing it out. But all them countries, all those NATO countries have been charging tariffs on American goods going over there, but we weren't charging enough tariffs on their products coming here. So that's another thing about the tariffs. Our NATO, our allies, you know, with friends like that, who needs enemies, right? Metal is joy. How are you? It's good to see you. Well, is there really a rocket taking off today, or is that an April Fool's joke? I don't know. But apparently we are sending up 4 astronauts to, I don't know, fly around the moon or something and come back. I'm not sure. I thought we did that already. I thought we were beyond that, but then NASA said they lost all the telemetry data. So maybe we're just trying to find out all the telemetry data to go to the moon and back again. I think you guys know where I stand on the moon landings. I won't put you through it though. I'll believe it when I see it. I'm going to look forward to watching all the video footage though from this endeavor to the moon, and I'm sure we're going to have some good CGI there, man. Oh yeah, it's good to see you too, Meadows Joy. I hope everything's great down there. Finally got a nice weather here. I hope you're having some good weather there. Yeah, I was wondering if Slim or Sherry films any of that stuff down in Florida. Yeah, the trolls got nothing else to do, Meadows Joy. They just follow us around. These stalker, you know, for them to be stalking is fine. They're so two-faced, you know. They say, you know, they'll berate you for not accepting transgendered people, right? But then this whole thing with Kristi Noem's husband comes out, and they are all screaming about how Kristi Noem is a worthless. I don't know what to make of this Kristi Noem story, but apparently her husband has been making social media posts dressed up as a woman with like balloons stuffed under his shirt, which leads me to believe it must have been some kind of joke he was doing, and he was calling himself a Busty Bimbo. And in this era of fake news and all that, I just gotta like look at that story and just toss it aside. People are speculating all over the place. Influencers are doing entire segments of their show about it, and to me, it's just a silly story where the libtards are getting all tight because Kristi Noem's husband is a cross-dresser. When in actuality, where were they when Rachel Levine was running the HHS for Joe Biden for 4 years? We had a cross-dressing man appointed to a seat of power under Joe Biden for 4 years. And they didn't say anything about it back then, but now all of a sudden, if it's Kristi Noem's husband, now it's like an insult or whatever, man. It's a distraction. That's all it is. I believe that too, Battle is Joy. There's so many distraction stories that I can't pay attention to all of it. And this Kristi Noem story is one of them. Another distraction story right now is this thing with the Charlie Kirk bullet. Apparently somebody came out with a story and they said they cannot match the bullet that they got out of Charlie Kirk's body from the autopsy to the gun that was found on site after Charlie was murdered. And when you read the words carefully, you understand that there wasn't enough of the bullet left to do those tests on it. And I think they just worded it in another way when they came out with the story, they said the bullet does not match the rifle that was found on site there. And really what they were saying was they were not able to match the bullet to the rifle that was found on site there. So that's a big difference there. It's just a couple of words that totally changes the story, that allows a lot of influencers that want to do a show or 2 or 5 about a topic to go on and on and on about it. When in actuality, I believe that the truth of the matter of that story is there was not enough fragments of that bullet intact in order to be able to do the forensics on it to figure out if it came from that gun, man. And really, all these people that have been talking about Charlie's murder for months and months now, that's all a distraction, because we don't know. We don't know anything. There's an investigation going on. They're not going to release any information about the investigation until they bring this to trial. Once they bring it to trial, then we'll be able to analyze if it was good information or if it's truthful information. And that is the time where we should start paying attention to that. So until that happens, and when is that going to happen? Because I heard there was another 6-month delay put on that trial now. So it just takes forever for this stuff to go through the process. It just seems there's got to be a better way. Like the SAVE Act. I mean, 11 months ago, they passed this and handed it off to the Senate. And they've been fooling around with it ever since. It's been 3 years since James Comer found out about the Biden family banking frauds that were going on. The 217 suspicious activity reports that were found, that were filed by banks to Congress, to the Comer's chairman board, about the suspicious activity that was happening in Joe Biden and his family members' bank accounts. 200 of them. James Comer looked through it all, sent criminal referrals over to the DOJ, and I haven't heard a peep about that again since then. And that was 3 years ago. That was while FJB was in office, man, or somebody. The auto pen was in office. Yeah, Comer looks like he's all on fire, but everything they talk about turns to nothing. It evaporates. It goes away. So yeah, I think we got a lot of guys like that in Congress, man. The pipe bomber, good one, Priscilla. What's going on with that? How come there hasn't been a trial yet? If this kid did it, the autistic kid did it, then let's just have a trial and get it over with, man. We need closure on some of this stuff. That's what justice is, where you get closure. You see a crime committed, you see a prosecution and a conviction, and then a sentence, you know? Good point, Priscilla, man. Good point. Okay, then we had the No Kings Circus last weekend, and what a circus it was. But boy, they dumped some money into it. From what I saw, this is the third New Kings protest. The first 2 were just these little events where they set up a table and they had a speaker and a microphone. But this third one, they had a full-on stage set up. I mean, it was at least a $10,000 setup to set up the area that they used for the No Kings protest. So it's coming out that there has been $3 billion of money traced to these No Kings things. There's a lot of people doing some really good journalism right now about tracing the money down that's gone into this No Kings protest, man. Nate Friedman is one of them. The dude, he knows the names of all these people. He points out who's coming to the same rallies over and over and over again. He knows their names. I'm sure he knows where they live, but he's not a douche enough to, dox somebody. And who wants to go to their house anyways? So that's not what we're all about. That's what trolls are all about. But No, there was some serious money dumped into this last No Kings protest. They dug up Bruce Springsteen. He came out and sang this song. I listened to the first 30 seconds of it and went, oh my God, it's horrible. It's a horrible song, man. And the guy, he can't sing anymore. And he had a hair transplant and he looks gay. And they dug up a whole bunch of other washed up Hollywood actors. Jane Fonda was out. I think Jamie Lee Curtis was out. They dug up all of them, man. So a lot of cash went out. And the sick thing is that they spent a lot of the cash that they ripped off from us in the first place. Okay, the USAID money that's been channeling back to the Democrat Party here. We got new evidence out that the Ukrainian money that we were sending to Ukraine, millions and millions of it filtered back to the Democrat Party. Another instance of blatant fraud, criminality, theft, and nothing's done about it yet. So sooner or later, all this stuff's going to have to come to a head. But if we bring it up now, it's going to run through a corrupted court system. So right now, I think we're pointing out how corrupt the court system is. We caught a couple of judges now that were helping out illegals. They've been prosecuted. I don't think they've been sentenced yet. That's getting dragged out. We've had, let me see, I think DeSantis down in Florida is attempting to impeach an activist judge who released a predator from her courtroom and who then killed a 5-year-old child. So this might be one of the beginnings. I want an opening salvo of judges getting impeached. We've been screaming about Judge Boasberg. How many times can Judge Boasberg stick his face into something and foil a plan that will move America forward, and he just puts the brakes on it? He just stalls it in immediately with his reversals, man. So hopefully DeSantis is serious about this, about impeaching this judge who let a murderer out, or letting a criminal out who should have been sentenced to jail time, but instead she let this person out who then committed a murder on a 5-year-old child, man. We've had 2 lately also in Chicago. There was that Sheridan Gorman who was shot by a guy who's been through the revolving door at the courthouse over and over. There was an elderly man in New York City that was pushed down onto the subway tracks by another revolving door criminal in New York City. It's happened over and over, man. I got a list now of 30 names of people that this has happened to. And all the libtards want to cry about is Renee Good and Alex Preddy. That's their poster childs, these 2 dimwits that, tried to interfere with law enforcement procedures. And they think these 2 people are victims when we got hundreds of fentanyl deaths. We got hundreds of thousands of fentanyl deaths and murders that have happened across this land. Irina Zarutska was another girl that got murdered in Charlotte, North Carolina, stabbed in the neck on a subway train, blindsided by a criminal that was sitting in the seat behind her, man. And something that's really atrocious is some people had put up murals for Irina Zarutska, and slowly but surely those murals are coming down. So the George Floyd statues are standing still, but the Irina Zarutska's murals are getting taken down. And the one taken down is in Providence, Rhode Island. There's a beautiful mural painted with her face on it. And that is what needs to be done so that we never forget this stuff. These things need to be done. We need to have memorials for these people so that we can grieve for them. It's horrible. It's just satanic that these people are taken out of this world by these criminals, by getting murdered and stuff. So Providence, Rhode Island, the mayor there decided that he doesn't like the Irina Zarutska mural. He doesn't think it brings people together. So we'll see if he can have his way and have it painted over. After somebody painted a beautiful mural for Irina Zarutska, they're going to paint over it now? I mean, and then the slap in the face is that all the George Floyd stuff and the rainbow crosswalks. You know, you get a ticket, or you get prosecuted for doing a burnout on a rainbow crosswalk on a street. But people can go up and deface an Irina Zarutska mural and not have anything done to them. Oh, right on, Jamie Crow. Bart Shively's birthday was Sunday. Awesome, man. Rest in peace, Bart. I just saw Lego Man and Sean Jenkins on America First Warehouse this morning. So America First Warehouse is Joe the Box, who's come down to the vigil in D.C. many, many times, was always there helping out the vigil. And he has set up a studio in New York, and he's had the J6ers on there many, many times now. So if you guys haven't been subscribed to America First Warehouse, definitely subscribe, click it on. They're doing all kinds of live stuff. A lot of it is New York centric, that they're talking about issues in New York City. But I have seen the J6ers on it. Shane Jenkins in there a lot. Lego Man, Robert Morse is on there a lot. And I think Joe the Box is doing a great job in getting these guys airtime so that we can get the message out. And the message is the prison system needs to be reformed, man. The J6ers, there's another thing. We exposed all of this corruption, this torture, this inhumane treatment in our prisons while the J6ers were in there. And now that's all gone away, you know. There is a new head of the BOP right now that I saw an interview with. It didn't look that enthusiastic. The guy had no clue about a lot of the stuff with the J6ers. I think it was Lara Logan who interviewed him. And I think I mentioned it on a stream about 3 weeks ago. So yeah, the No Kings protests was a complete circus. We're seeing these mentally challenged people marching out there. Oh, well, look at this troll. Just no respect for the dead. Unbelievable. That's just horrible, dude. You know, check yourself. Check yourself. Right on, Lou Maldonado. We will never forget J6. And we're watching a bunch of Democrats coming out saying that if they get back into power, if they take a majority in the House and the Senate and they get the presidency again, they're going to come after us harder than ever than what they did with the J6ers. And what they did with the J6ers was an abomination of our justice system. In other news, who knows if it's true or not, Kash Patel's emails were hacked by Iran. I don't know what to make of that story. In this era of fake news, we don't know what to believe. So, but that was out there. That was put out there. Oh, right on, Jamie. J6 flags are showing up everywhere. Oh, that's right, Metal's Joy. It's all club, and we're not in it. They got the phone system, the commissary system in the prisons, the laptops that they all get. That's another, money-making thing, man. Oh, yeah. Okay. Texas J. Jones. Enrique Stewart Rhodes and Brandon Fellows was marched with Alex Stein in No Kings March the other day. That was pretty cool, I thought. Giving the libtards hell. What's up, D. McLean? Good to see you, sir. And some people didn't take kindly to that, them marching in that rally. And I don't know why, but I think, you know, we're all different. We're all different kind of people, man. If that's not your gig, all right, it ain't my gig either to go marching into the No Kings rally and start ranting and raving on No Kings, because I know it's an absolute futile endeavor, right? It's not gonna. I'm not gonna get anywhere arguing with a libtard to change their mind, and but it is entertaining, that's for sure, man. Wow, that's a good point, Cleo. Cleo says Bible's allowed in prisons, but not schools. Maybe if Bible's allowed in school, there would not be so many prisons. I think we're rethinking everything right now. Why did they take Bibles out of schools? Bibles are a legitimate source of history. It's part of humanity. How can you ignore the Bible when you're trying to educate the mind of a child? It's like leaving out the sun and the moon when you're talking about space, you know? It's pretty hypocritical, you know? And yeah, I don't have it in me to go do what Alex Stein did at the No Kings rally and what others have done. Nate Friedman, I liked his style when he went into the No Kings rally, because he was just going in there and identifying paid protesters and then confronting them with, hey, you were at the Salt Lake City protest, you were at the LA riot, you were at this. And he goes after him with information, but he has the ability to have all this information in his head on demand that he can go confront these people with. And yeah, they are pushing the Quran in prison, is what the J6ers were telling us, right? I think the J6ers have initiated some types of lawsuit in order to get some kind of money out of the hell that they had to go through. And it is encouraging to see a lot of the J6ers still out there standing up for law and order, standing up for MAGA, standing up for this country. If they just wanted to curl up in a ball and go away forever, I'd think, fine, you go do that. And a lot of them did. But a lot of them are still standing. I got to give them courage. They have got courage, man. Cash Kelly did a great video, but it was a day later. Okay, I saw that, but I didn't have time to watch that, Carrie. You recommend it? Because I'm not... It was like a 45-minute video where he went to a No Kings or something. And Cash Kelly, I think he's been working, so he has really not been putting out that much video stuff. But hey, he's got a family, man. He's got a beautiful family, and he's getting his life back on track with becoming a truck driver, getting his CDL and driving. I hope everything goes good there. Okay, Priscilla says, Mama Mickey was on Cowboy Logic Saturday night. I missed that. Okay, thank you. I'm going to go watch that for sure. All right, Carrie is recommending Cash Kelly's video on No Kings. Okay, sounds good. One thing I did notice, though, when No Kings was going on was the same weekend that CPAC was going on. And CPAC is where we're looking at all the rising stars of the Republican Party, you know. So I found myself at the end of the week, I didn't watch any CPAC, but I did watch like No Kings stuff. And I was not happy with myself, you know. So I heard there were quite a few good speakers, like Viktor Boroshenko or whoever was in there. there was a bunch of foreign leaders that came down to speak at CPAC. And I like to see the up-and-coming stars. Nick Shirley, I saw, gave a speech at CPAC. I did watch some of the CPAC, but not a lot of it. And Steve Bannon is still in there. I don't watch Steve Bannon a lot, but he does a lot of good for the Republican Party. Okay, Right Side Rebels got some great interviews with Enrique Brandon, and DJ Jerome was there too. Oh, cool. All right. Right Side Rebel, another friendly, good source of information. Mickey is a tough woman, man. What an inspiration she is. It was an honor to meet her and to work with her for that long, man. That was incredible what she did there. All right, so DJ Jerome is on. He's talking about J6 every day. And yeah, Brandon Fellows was out there. Brian Mock is doing a lot of work with the prison reform stuff. He's writing letters. He's not very visible. He's not on social media a lot, but he's doing a lot of paperwork, running around, writing letters, talking to representatives in Congress and stuff on trying to get reform done in the prisons. Hello, Shannon. Good to see you. Shannon's got a good channel, folks. I don't know if you've seen it, but she's reading Bible all the time. And on Sunday nights, she does a Bible trivia thing, and I'm definitely into Bible trivia. A couple of us get together there. That's really fun, making sure we still remember all that stuff, Shannon. I hope you're the same Shannon. Sorry if you're not. Oh wow, DJ Daniels, the kid cancer victim, spoke at CPAC, got deputized. Oh, right on, man, right on. So there is still good stuff out there happening, but a lot of distractions. So we got to see who the up-and-comers are in the Republican Party. You know, we want to change the Republican Party, want to make it MAGA. If you're not for MAGA, if you're not for America First, then get out, you know. Oh, right on, Shannon. Deliverance. We all need deliverance, right? Texas is voting down there for Paxton. It's starting to rain. It was ironic, though, that we now have a transgender day of visibility, and that the Busty Bimbo story came out like on that day. I thought that was ironic. And one more thing, the NBA, National Basketball Association, just kicked a guy out because he spoke out against the rainbow people. So NBA has got anti-Christian folks running it. If you're following the NBA, I would reconsider your position on that. I got to get out of the rain, folks. So God bless you all. Thanks for joining in. Keep at it. We're winning. We're making strides. Way more than we were with FJB in office, that's for sure. I love all you patriots. You got gusto. You got courage. Keep it up. And we got to never forget. A lot of things are getting pointed out right now. And it's going to be time to take action. So our day will come, patriots. Our day will come. Take care, patriots. This is Jericho. Over and out.